Testing. 1, 2, 3, testing. Okay, can y'all hear me now? There is a brief lag, obviously, between my video. Okay, great, you guys can hear me. I am so sorry for that. Yay, I'm so glad y'all can hear me now. As you can see, I'm in my father-in-law's home office, and let me see if I can even show you guys my mic. I don't know if I can show you guys the mic, but it's a completely different mic than what I usually do, because my mic at home is like super duper attached to my desk. So this mic is what Dan usually uses at work for like his conference calls or whatever. So it's a lot more portable, which is why we packed it so that I could live stream even while I'm on like semi-vacation in Ohio. So quickly, I want to say hi to everybody. Welcome and hello, Jeffrey and Wonder Woman, Candace, Debbie's World. Debbie, I'm so glad that you are able to catch me live. Glim Starlight, do you pronounce your name Maddie? Not really sure what the E there. Charlene, hello. So, everyone, welcome to my live stream. Am I enjoying my vacation? Yes, I am. So yesterday, I straight up took the entire day off. So did Dan, he took the day off from work. And we went out with his parents and then also our nephews. So our nephews are 5 and then almost 3. And we went to this like drive-through safari thing, which is pretty cool. Like, you stay in the car the whole time and you can buy animal feed, and then you drive through this just like open animal area and you can feed them like through the window. So I'm allergic to everything with fur, so I sat in the very far back of the van, and then my husband Dan was in the front seat, my father-in-law was driving, and our nephews were in the middle in like the commander seats of a van. So, but it was really fun just seeing these massive animals, like the giraffe heads, just poking their heads through the car window in order to, get the romaine lettuce. And the buffalo, like there's this one kind of blonde buffalo, it was huge. So it was fun. It's about an hour from where we are right now in Ohio. And then we went to Lake Erie and kind of had a picnic lunch and just enjoyed the cool weather and the nature and everything. So it was good to take a day off. It was good to spend some time with family. And then last night we visited 2 friends. They were willing to hang out with us from 6 feet apart on their patio. So they had spaced out the chairs so that we could sit 6 feet apart from each other. And, we had pizza and wine and beer. It was great. All right, Debbie's World. No, I have not completed the Brilliant event yet. You can see I'm still on the 4th set of tasks. Wonder Woman, level 60. That is awesome. Congrats. I am getting close to level 49. So if y'all had a chance to catch the video that I uploaded earlier, it was about grinding XP and getting 50,000 XP in a 35-minute time frame. So I'm working on it. It's a slow grind, y'all. And we'll see. If I get anything good off my Tonic for Trace Detection, I will put on a Brain Elixir. But yeah, this is, as you can see, not much going on here in Bluffton, Ohio. Anyway. So the reason I was like, I should do a live stream right now wasn't just to show you guys that there's nothing going on in Bluffton, Ohio, or at least not at my in-laws' house. But I wanted to talk about the September calendar and the trace term update. So, let's talk about the bad news first, and then we can go into the good news, the events going on. Yeah, like Wonder Woman said, you guys, treasure chunks. If you upgrade your treasure chunk skills or the treasure chunk rewards in your SOS training, you can get tons of XP like every time you level up in your exploration registry. So that is a great way to grind. It's one of the tips that I offered in my latest video. So let me see if I can find the post that Lola shared about the Trace Charm update. And also, let me tell you guys a little bit behind the scenes what is going on with that and with the communication. Basically, the Wizards Unite team, like the official developers and communications and marketing and all of that, they knew before SOS Training was live that there were typos. In fact, Lola knows that, you know, I'm an editor, and hey Terry, welcome to the live stream. And she told me just to be forewarned that there were going to be typos and textual errors in the SOS training, and I was like, why? Well, it turns out that one of the things with the errors that I guess they didn't notice was in the description of Trace Charm Proficiency, because Trace Charm Proficiency is actually working the way it's intended, which is not what the descriptions told us, because each of the creative textual descriptions, you know, that tells the story behind the skill, each of them for Trace Charm Proficiency says you gain an additional fragment. That was never supposed to be true. You were only supposed to get the additional fragment from the first proficiency. So, of course, it's frustrating because I know players planned out their SOS training and they spent rare resources, including restricted section books and Defense Against the Dark Arts books, in order to get Trace Charm Proficiency, thinking they would get additional fragments as promised. And of course, that hasn't been happening. So everyone's frustrated. Lola is currently asking, or she has asked the NDA team for advice on kind of how to make it better. And what I mean by that is what kind of apology gift or solution should be offered in the game. And we've been brainstorming different things, but ultimately players are understandably frustrated and you can't necessarily unring the bell. It would have been different if the expectations had been correct from the beginning, but they haven't been, to the point that Lola thought it was a bug when people weren't getting the extra fragments from the Trace Proficiency. It's kind of a hot mess. Wonder Woman, yeah, I get that with completion, absolutely. Oh wait, no data. I completely get that. I think some players would have been working towards this anyway, and the other rewards from Proficiency are still good. You know, the family XP is still good. It's just not as exciting as getting additional fragments. But if you think about it, and maybe this is an unpopular opinion, if the Proficiency had worked with the additional fragments for each Proficiency node that you unlocked, Trace Charm would have been way overpowered. It's already an incredibly strong and useful skill in the game, but it would have been just sort of ridiculous if you were able to collect so many bonus fragments every time you use the Trace Charm. Anyway, I know that this is frustrating overall. it's kind of why I wanted to go live, to try and talk about it instead of doing a video. I've known that this was going to come out, but we didn't have a timeline on when we could share it. And of course, it just so happened that it's on the week when I'm not working full time. Let's see. Thank you, Terry. I appreciate it. Yes, hit the like button, y'all. Debbie, a lot of bugs and frustration for some, but other rewards are great. Yeah, I'm with you. The bugs are annoying, and the fact that the communication hasn't been 100% stellar is also frustrating. But overall, it's pretty fun. Like, I love the SOS training. I love the new skills, and honestly, if you use the trace charm well, you can level up a lot more quickly than before. You know, it's a great way to get those rare foundables. You know, if you only see a couple red beams a month, well, you can make the most of it by putting the trace charm on it. So it's a lot of fun. So I'm going to open it up for questions. That sounds silly, because obviously y'all can say or ask whatever you want in the chat. But if anyone has any questions about trace charm, we can talk about that for a few more minutes, and then I will go into the September calendar. Overall, I think trace charm is still a really great skill, even if proficiency is not going to be as awesome as we had originally hoped. To be honest, I was more excited about efficacy anyway, because you just have more of the traces on the map. Yeah, Wonder Woman, I'm good on scrolls, and I haven't even grinded as hard as you have. Like, let me look at my resources. How many scrolls do I have? Wrong one. Yeah, I have over 8,000 scrolls, and that's with a maxed out professor profession and like a okay, it's being slow, like a decent magzoologist profession. So the scrolls are kind of ridiculous, and the fact that we can't spend them. I've been pushing for currency conversion. We'll see if we ever get that. I feel like currency conversion would be nice. Well, and especially because if you think about it, scrolls are paper and books are made of paper. So why wouldn't you just pay a small fee to have your scrolls bound together and turn into a book, right? Doesn't that make sense? Anyway, that's my thinking. Okay, no questions on the trace charm. So I'm going to pull up the September calendar, which this was just another thing where I just didn't have time this week to do my article or my video. There will be an article up on Wizards Unite Hub either tomorrow, maybe tonight, we'll see. We're going to go do some mores with my brother-in-law and sister-in-law and my nephews. So we might be out late again tonight. Where is, oh, it's a PDF. It's not a web file. Rita. Okay. So September, oh, that was a bad cast. There we go. Okay, so yeah, use an item as currency to convert the book, right? Like, I feel like we should be able to convert it, and they can make it somewhat pricey in the game, but I feel like people would still spend that. Okay, September events. You guys, September is going to be another month with a lot of events. If you haven't seen Matt's video, Animagus' video, I love his enthusiasm for the month of September. So definitely go check out his video when I'm done live streaming. I'm not doing a separate video like I usually do for the month. I'm just going over it right now. All right, I'm straight up reading this. The Calamity appears to be behind a surge of foundables from the Department of Mysteries, casting enigmatic secrets from the Ministry of Magic out into the open. Your help is needed to keep Minister secrets safe and discover the origins of the mercurial motivations behind the Calamity. What? Y'all, that is some awesome exciting description. I'm excited for it. Jen King, I am actually surprised at how many ministry manuals I'm accumulating. Yeah, I feel you on that. Definitely by using the trace charm effectively, you do end up getting a lot of field guides, but you absolutely get a ton of ministry manuals. So I have more ministry manuals than field guides. You also have to spend more field guides than ministry manuals. So it's a bit unbalanced, but I feel like it's hard to get that kind of thing perfectly balanced. So anyway, September calendar. The order of events is going to be different than usual, which I think is interesting. Maybe that means they're going to change things up in October, and that's why they're moving things around this month. That is completely a guess. That is not me going wink, wink, nod, nod. It's me guessing. So we're going to start the month Labor Day weekend. Actually, the fact that it's Labor Day weekend in the United States might be why they changed the calendar. So September Wizarding Weekend is going to be Friday, September 4th until Monday, September 7th, starting and ending at 11 a.m. Pacific time as usual. That is going to be about Magizoology Foundables, which is kind of interesting because, I don't know, I feel like we've had a fair amount of events about Magizoology Foundables. Also, very important to note is that Friday, September 4th is Dan's birthday. So we will probably not be super online that weekend. We are visiting my dad before going to the beach that week. So yeah, don't expect us to be like really public online that week. Wonder Woman, I'm working on September calendar now. Oh yeah, I completely understand having to convert. It's pretty nice only being 3 hours different from the West Coast. Charlene, September 4th is your BFF Maid of Honor's birthday. Oh, that's exciting. September 4th, it's a great day. I'm sure other awesome people were born on September 4th as well. Okay, going on with the September calendar. Oof. Y'all, I'm really bad at arresting momentum. Okay, the first Brilliant event, that will be September 8th until September 15th. That's a Tuesday to a Tuesday, 11 a.m. to 11 a.m. Help return Brilliant Foundables from the Room of Rooms, including the Veil and Tank of Brains. So, that sounds cool. Also, the artwork for this is gorgeous. Then we have September Community Day. It's going to be all day, September 19th. It will be midnight to midnight in your local time. And I think, fingers crossed, Dan and I will be home that weekend, which means we might be able to do a Community Day live stream. Because I've been wanting to host a Community Day live stream now that I'm like learning how to use a capture card. So fingers crossed, stay tuned for that. Oh my gosh, in Gawi, I don't know how to pronounce usernames online, y'all. 4 different friends and relatives born on September 4th. It's an excellent day, y'all. Just a great day. Bye, Terry. Thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate your ongoing support. You are a very good fan. Debbie's World events start at 11 a.m. Pacific time. They start at 7 p.m. for me until clocks change. Yeah, I saw somebody online suggest that since 2020 is so messed up, that was not the language used, that now would be a great time to just get rid of daylight savings. We should just all be on like a standardized time, follow the same time year round, because this whole time change thing twice a year is ridiculous and completely unnecessary. So while we're all dealing with how weird things are, now is a great time to just rip off the Band-Aid and have times be the same throughout the entire year. Just a thought. Okay, so finishing out September. All right, so Community Day, September 19th. Make sure your paperwork is in order and step inside the Ministry Atrium where you can encounter Ministry officials, flocks of interdepartmental memos, and more. Okay, so let me pull that up real quick, because that is not really an exciting page. Like, that's one of my gold pages. I already have all of those. Maybe it's going to include Ministry Atrium 2. That's a guess. Again, that's not me trying to hint at anything. Because if it included Ministry Atrium 2, then it would include Newest Commander, and it would include the Veil, which would be nice because I need those. Last year, the European Union voted in favoring ending daylight savings time by 2021. Oh my gosh, yes. That would be amazing to end daylight savings time. Hopefully, if the EU can get it started, then you can convince the rest of the world to follow. I don't know. I'm not sure who in the United States would have to agree to it. I think it's a state-by-state decision. So you'd probably need to get some of the more populated states to say that they're going to do it first, and then they could convince the less populated states to do it. Wonder Woman, place you on gold is, you're right, it's definitely good for XP and field guides. You know, it's just good. It's good for grinding. But I like being able to get foundables that I don't see very often. But I would rather grind for foundables than do the fortresses grind, because I think that the Night Bus community days have been really unfair to newer players and lower level players. Will I continue investing in Magi or switch to SOS? So, I mean, I'm still putting spell books and scrolls into my Magizoologist profession, but I've stopped putting restricted section books into it. I had done some skills that require restricted section books. I actually did a fair amount of skills that require restricted section books, but at this point, I'm holding all of those for SOS training. But there are still plenty of skills that require spell books and scrolls, and those ones I'm continuing to work on, because why not, basically. Although I'm not very good at playing as a Magizoologist. I stick with lower levels so that my inexperience doesn't hurt people. But I just haven't kind of like memorized the strategy. You know, professor strategies are sort of second nature for me. Charlene, doesn't Arizona already do it? Oregon and Washington State have certainly talked about it. There's at least a couple of states, I think, that don't have daylight savings time, but I don't remember which state or states those would be. In the UK, it might be a while. Yeah, it would be nice if all global leaders could just agree on this one thing. You know, we could have world peace for a few minutes if we all agreed to have our clocks be uniform for a year. It would be nice. Okay, end of September, of course, we have the second half of the Brilliant event, Tuesday, September 22nd at 11 a.m. Pacific time until Tuesday, September 29th at 11 a.m. Pacific time. Halbersham Brilliant Foundables from the Hall of Prophecy, including Prophecy Orbs and Harry Potter. So, just another event. Don't have details on any of the events yet. Of course, as soon as I do, y'all can expect a video and an article on Wizards Unite Hub. And Matt Animagus he took a little break writing for Wizards Unite Hub, but he's going to resume writing next week, which is nice because I didn't mind doing it for a few weeks because, like, we all need a break. Matt covered for me in February. He did the entire month of February. But it's a lot to do all of the event guides. Let's see. Talking about different professions. Yes, I'm a natural prof, but max aura, and it's hard to switch tactics. Yeah, it really is hard to switch tactics. When Dan and I were in the car the other day, I was playing for him on his phone, since obviously he was driving, and that would not be safe, and he's an aura, and it's just kind of hard to, like, make sure that you pass focus at the right time and that you hex the right things. Like, I know when to hex confusion, but I don't really know when to do damage reduction. And his phone screen is like grippier than mine, if that makes sense. So trying to pass focus wasn't working as well because my finger wasn't sliding. Anyway, May's Magician, thank you. It's nice to be appreciated because it's a lot of work. And inevitably, whenever I take time off, like yesterday, that's when, you know what, hits the fan. And I'm the only person who runs social media for Wizard Unite Hub. So if I'm not there to send out an update, then I come back to Twitter to a whole bunch of angry tweets from people who were upset that I was not updating things automatically. But for some reason, I don't know why, people who are passionate about the game of Wizards Unite and experience with social media marketing don't want to do social media updates 24/7 without getting paid. I don't get it either. So yeah, I do all that myself. Yeah, I need more Young Harry Potter, and I definitely need the Veil. So I am hoping to see the non-brilliant versions of some of those. We will see. I'm definitely hoping for more boosted foundables. I know a lot of people have not been seeing the Hogwarts School foundables this week, but I have. As you can see from my phone, there's not a lot going on right here at all. This is my in-laws' house. They live in a nice neighborhood, you know, with an HOA and everything, but there's nothing going on, like, trace-wise. But when we were on the safari yesterday, I had my game open the whole time, and there were tons of points of interest in the game, and there were tons of foundables, and I just easily got, like, all 30 Hogwarts School foundables that I needed. Charlene, thank you. You were so sweet. It's definitely been a challenge trying to figure out how to balance everything, like balancing my health, which is not great, and my marriage, and being a part-time housewife, trying to keep the home and the hearth, whatever, while doing like my blogging, you know, because I've been running Bell Brita for 6 years now. And then of course there's my YouTube channel, and then there's Wizard Unite Hub. And a lot of what we do in the NDA group is actually outside of what you see. I mean, we spend time giving feedback and asking questions for clarification and kind of doing a lot that just doesn't get publicly known. Not even necessarily because it's a secret, but because it's a tedious process of conversation, obsessing over the details of Wizards Unite. So it's kind of how we roll. Anyway, I do want you guys to know that I'm probably going to end this in like 10 minutes. I can smell dinner, and I know that Dan wanted to eat kind of early tonight so that we have time to drive to my brother-in-law and sister-in-law's house for some s'mores, because my brother-in-law and mother-in-law, where we are right now, is in Bluffton, Ohio. Brother-in-law, sister-in-law, nephews are in Findlay, Ohio, and it's about a 30-minute drive. So I'm going to finish this out with questions. Does anybody have any questions about the September calendar, or about what's going on with the Trace Charm Proficiency? Do you have any questions about the current Brilliant event? I know that things were kind of a hot mess with the task list and the third set of tasks. Do you guys have any like general early Brilliant event feedback that you want me to share with Lola? We have mentioned before that a lot of people are not seeing the boosted traces that they need, but everything is coded correctly in the game. So I honestly don't know what the discrepancy is. You're welcome, Debbie. You're welcome, Wonder Woman. Open skiving snack box. Yeah. It would be nice if we had slightly better control over our fortress foundables. Oh, look at me leveling up. So this is something I mentioned earlier and then also during my video. So you can see that I got 800 XP from leveling up. That's from upgrading my treasure trunk. And you can get max a lot more than that. This is just how much I'm at right now. You like the tasks for the event. Good. Yeah, I like the task too. I think I would have preferred the intended task of earning the 200 Hogwarts School family XP, but I think it's worked out. The dialogue sometimes get mixed up or missing. Yeah, which, oh, hopefully, am I still, hopefully this gets fixed. 300 Brilliant Family XP. I don't think so, Dawn. So you are correct that so if you've leveled it up several times, I guess it depends on, did you level it up? Sorry guys, my phone keeps uncasting. Did you level it up before the task started? I guess is the question. Because it's only going to count the Brilliant Family XP that you've gotten once the task has started. It is pretty slow. Probably your best bet is to do a whole bunch of fortresses, maybe in the towers, like Tower 1, Tower 2, using Brilliant Event Runestones, because then you can get Nearly Headless Nick, and you get even more Brilliant Family XP whenever you place Nearly Headless Nick. Charlene, do you think I would be at a total disadvantage if you started playing again right now? Charlene, no. And I say that because, one, so much of the game is a personal journey as opposed to a competitive game. So it doesn't really matter if you are lower level than other players. And two, with the new SOS training, it's easier than ever before to level up in the game. So that's actually what my latest video is about that I posted a few hours ago. It is about grinding XP. So it's even easier than it used to be to grind XP. And if you join back up again, Charlene, we can be friends in the game. Which, side note to the rest of y'all watching, Charlene and I are blogging friends turned real life friends. So, Charlene, and I'll send you the gifts that give you higher XP. Keep catching the brilliance. Yeah. Yeah, Debbie's advice is good, Dawn. So, keep catching the brilliance, open brilliant Portkeys, and place images. Jen, best brilliant XP in parking lots. Yeah, it's always interesting where you can find lots of traces on the map. I mean, I think it's weird that we have lots of them at our house in Georgia, but and they're really good when we take a neighborhood walk. But if we go into the neighborhood that's immediately adjacent to ours, like, we actually share a neighborhood entrance with the neighborhood adjacent to ours. If we step 10, 15 feet onto the street in the next neighborhood, everything disappears. So for whatever reason, there's tons of Wizarding Night activity in our neighborhood, just not in the adjacent neighborhood, which doesn't make any sense. That is weird, Dawn, that you say you haven't gone past. It's been a slow grind for me. You can see I'm at 29 out of 300. I mean, I'm assuming you've restarted your game, because, yeah, I don't know what else would be. It is just really slow. I mean, you don't get very much Brilliant Family XP for returning foundables. I'd have to look it up, but I think it's 3, maybe 5. It's very slow, which is frustrating. I know, that's just kind of how it goes. Okay. I'm going to give you all a couple more minutes for questions, and then I'm going to peace out, because like I said, I think I smell food downstairs. Yeah, it might be, it's another one of those tasks that kind of slows you down, you know, like the whole like brew 7 potions when you obviously can't pre-brew 7 potions, so. Oh, that's awesome. Yes, I love the Trace Charm and love getting all of the additional red beamed foundables. It's very exciting. I'm at my max right now with 5, so I really need to find something today that I can use my Trace Charm on. Any beam. If I have to do a yellow beam later today, you know, that's still good. Yeah, hit the night bus, lower chambers to try and replace stickers. Same, just slow grind. It's what's nice about, I guess, trying to live stream though, is that now I can do my slow grinding while talking to all of you guys, which makes it slightly more interesting. So I'm just gonna put on a time for trace detection and talk to people for half an hour. It's fine. It's totally normal. It's better than talking to myself, which I'm also known to do. It's fine. I'm completely normal, you guys. Completely normal. Question. I can hold 5 traces, but an SOS page says 3 for some reason. Let me see what mine says. So I will say the Trace Charm thing is kind of screwed up. So does it say, like, okay, traces provided. Yeah, so my maximum sword spell cast, mine says 5. You can see on the top right of this page. Yeah, it should say 4, like it should definitely say whatever you have. But I do know that this page is kind of confusing and messed up, and it's one of the things that they want to explain better, which is sort of how the update came out regarding the proficiency. But yes, I do love Trace Charm, y'all. It's so nice. I wish the In Charm and the Greenhouse Charm were better. I mean, Dan and I did the Greenhouse Charm the other day and got lovage. That should not be something that you get. Nobody wants lovage. Lovage is the worst ingredient possible. I hear noise.
Am I live stream bombing?
Yeah, you can come in, babe.
Hey, y'all.
5 is indeed the max. I think so. I'm pretty sure that 5 is the max that you can have. So, Dan is here. Are you telling me the dinner's ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so I know I've been teasing that I'm going to leave, but now I really do have to leave because dinner's ready and I do not want to hold up the meal. So thank you, all of you, for watching, especially since this was spontaneous and I didn't even post it to social media, which means I guess y'all were hanging out. Plant toadstools and pick them up, then use a greenhouse charm for more toadstool. We should try that sometime, Ben. And then I should be doing a live stream Monday for anybody who still needs help with the Fortress task in the Brilliant event. So stay tuned for that information. We'll be back in Georgia Monday. Thank you guys. All of you are wonderful. I'm going to go now. Mwah.